tradition. I'd sing a song about tradition, but I don't think I'll burden you with my voice right now. But there's something about ringing a bell 3 times and consciously breathing into present moment awareness. Yeah. Present moment awareness is everything. All we really have is present moment awareness. My beloved Megan just walked in and I have a key for her, but I'll wait and to give her that key. And there's Richard. You missed playing your bell, Richard. You can have a seat now. I'm doing a meditation. Okay. And so we smile because all of life is a meditation. All of life is a meditation. I absolutely know this. It's not something we do on our cushion once a day. No, it's how we live our life. It's how we walk the dog. It's how we drive. And when life becomes the meditation, as Thich Nhat Hanh would say, then you have arrived, you are home. So much of his spiritual teaching is about the breath. Breathing in, I breathe in. And breathing out, I breathe out. And so we see this conscious connection to the very thing that gives us life. This breath that we breathe in is giving us life. This breath that we breathe is all around us. It is the source of life itself. We couldn't live without the breath. And so awareness begins to flower, awareness that is always there. In the Buddhist teachings, they say awareness is the Lord of everything. And so in all your seeking, seek to get the awareness of the truth. The truth that is always there, but sometimes we don't experience the truth because we're caught up in the details. We're caught up in the stuff of life. I was listening to my teacher, Adyashanti, this morning, and he was giving satsang, and he said, without a love of truth, you cannot really embrace the spiritual journey. It's the truth with the big T. And so this truth is always there. It's like the awareness of breath. But sometimes we don't realize how sacred the simplicity of breathing is. The awareness that truth is always there, and it unhides itself when we're ready to hear the truth. My little garden is such a guru for me. And on the wall in my garden, there is a piece of art that I purchased 40 years ago. I was going to carry it in, but it's quite a large piece of art, and I thought I might drop it, so I decided to just memorize what it said. And on that piece of art in my garden, it says, we are all flowers of many colors in the earth garden, because human truth is one. We are all flowers of many colors in the earth garden, because human truth is one. And so we embrace diversity in all of its many, many, many colors. And that gives us a whole different way of looking at life. There are not them and us. There are just the many beautiful flowers in this universe. Could we celebrate diversity and otherness, knowing that it all brings us to a sense of oneness? Because human truth is one. One truth. And the truth unhides itself when we're ready to see it. That is an awareness that continues to surprise me every single day. The truth unhides itself when we're ready to experience it. We close our service with a little song that says, I am you, you are me, we are one. And in this unity, we will live in harmony. And then we affirm that peace has come, for we are one. There's only one here. And as I left the service last Sunday and I'm walking down the aisle. This young lady was here for the first time and she fell into my arms sobbing. She said, I've experienced oneness for the first time in my life. And I had a board meeting, but I just couldn't leave and go to a board meeting when she was dissolving into my arms, having had a direct experience of the oneness that we all are. So this experience is available in every sacred moment. We just have to open to it. We have a little chant that we do here at the center that says, I am opening, I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. The heart knows oneness, whereas the head might be caught up in duplicity and right and wrong and your way and my way, but not the heart. And so we invite you to move from your head into your heart. Beloved Donna Reed and I have been gifted by the heart math community to understand the science of the heart. When you communicate with another person heart to heart, there's a whole different experience than when your head wants to confront their head. Well, this is my way. Well, that's my way. And no, the heart doesn't do that. The heart listens. The heart accepts. And so we come here to have a heart experience in that one family, that one love, that one life that is always waiting for our attention. It's right here. It's right now. This is the moment the Lord has made. Could I rejoice and be glad in it, knowing that all we're ever given is the moment for eternity. That means that what we are spiritual beings. Spirit was never born and spirit never dies. And so when we know the truth of what we are, well, then we experience death. But death is only to the form. It's only to the outer, that which comes and goes. But that which is eternal, the truth of our being, is that we were never born, that we're always here experiencing the moment as the awakened presence. And we're all in this together. I am you, you are me, we are one. And in this consciousness of unity, we will live in harmony with our entire universe. And peace comes breath by breath, moment by moment, when we know the truth of oneness. There is only one here. And that's stepping out of the me, arriving at the we, and finally realizing it's the all. That's quantum physics in its most mystical way. It is all the one. And so we breathe in and we breathe out. We have arrived. We are home. And you can open your eyes now and feel the connection, heart to heart. It's so wonderful to have this wonderful center, which I consider home. We've been here since the year 2000 at this center. I've been in my ministry since 1989. It was Easter Sunday. Judy Graff remembers it well. My first sermon was over there at L&N Drive, and we were renting a place. I remember thinking, Easter Sunday? Because I remember growing up as a little boy, that's the one Sunday, if you missed church, you were going to burn in hell. So we had to be there every Easter Sunday because, Jesus on the cross and all that sort of stuff. But now I see Easter in an entirely different way. It's not the day upon which Jesus rose from the dead. It is the day that we get to choose to have our own resurrection. That each one of us needs to die daily to be born again in this awareness. Even at 77, Miss Donna, I'm still doing it every day. And it's such a sacred journey. And the four-leggeds are in it with us so sweetly. I'm so grateful for that. It's not like we're here to dominate. We're here to enter spirit with even the smallest of these. He who can see God in the smallest of beings is better than seeing an angel. And so out of one of my books from the ancient past, this little photograph of a very young David Leonard fell out, and I looked at him, and he was holding his cat, Pither. And she's the cat that died relatively young, and I'm holding her in my arms. I sent a picture to Megan. And I remember the love from this cat was quantum. Now, who would have thought that a lost little soul would have a direct experience of divine love from a little cat that was in my arms looking at me with devotion? And I went through a depression when she died suddenly. But looking at that, all I could remember was the love that never dies. So what if the universe gives us these little wake-up moments? Okay, remember a love that never dies. And then that'll take you into the truth. I was telling Barbara Rowlands, my husband says to me, do you have to talk to everybody? Well, in oneness, I don't see otherness. And so this lady was walking through my garden and she was commenting on the beautiful flowers. And so I cut her some camellias and I gave them to her. And she said, do you remember my husband? And they've been walking through the garden many times. And she said, well, he made his transition. We were together for 46 years, she said. And she said, I don't know if I can go on. I was thinking maybe I'll have to take my life to join him. And I said, well, I don't really know both of you that well, but I do know that he's still with you. And she says, how do you know that? And I said, well, because I know that spirit doesn't die. She said, I talk to him all the time. And he says, I'm waiting for you. And she said that I have this little dog and Missy or whatever her name was, and I can't go because I have to take care of Missy. I said, so good, Missy, you keep taking care of her so that she can keep taking care of you, because when the conditions are right, you will reunite with Tony or whatever his name was. But in the meantime, you get to open and feel his presence with you. She said, I can't believe I'm having a conversation with a total stranger. I said, well, life puts us into these encounters so that we can meet what is. Because his spirit is still with her. I have so many that are on the other side, and I'm so grateful for that. This teaching is such a blessing to me. And when I became a brand new minister in 1989, one of my fellow ministers was a lady named Manan Hanile, and she was a performer on Broadway. She was a singer and a dancer. And she didn't fit into the organization, and she knew I was from that same ilk. So Manan says, my dearest David, my friend, practitioner, and spiritual journeyer on the path, I know that you will enjoy this book as much as I have. I love you so deeply, Manan. And this was the last book that was tributed to Ernest Holmes, which was the founder of our teaching. And what makes it so sacred for me, this relic of him, at the end of your life, you're speaking a truth that is different than you are at the beginning. So at the beginning of his life, he was organizing the institution and Science of Mind, and it was called Religious Science at that time. But at the end of his life, he had reached this mystical awareness that I feel is the place that you arrive at after many, many, many years. So I pulled him out, and he says, I think we should feel as though we are on a mission, not a mission of sadness to save souls. They are not lost. This is Ernest at the end of his life, Sylvia. They're not lost souls. If they were, you wouldn't know where to look for them. But it's a mission that glorifies the soul. And remember, spirit is moving through the soul. And so in this symbol of the religious science is spirit moving through soul manifests as our life experience. And when Virginia Burroughs took the yantra of our teaching, which is the circle, spirit moving down, manifesting in the experience of our life, she had the chutzpah to put the heart right in there because she knew she was doing this for me. So it kind of moves through the heart. And Ernest Holmes is saying the same thing at the end of his life. If they were lost, you wouldn't know where to look for them. But it's a mission that glorifies our soul. So not to find that we are here for salvation, but we are rather here for glorification. Don't you love that, Susie? We're not here to be saved. We're here to glorify by expressing our true nature. He says, we are here to experience the beauty, the wonder, and the delight of that something that sings and sings and sings in the soul of life itself. So what is singing through your soul? Could we just ask the question? And when you live in the question, your mind is 10 times more active than when someone gives you an answer. Ed knows that. So to live in the question, how might I allow my soul to express in unique ways where spirit is unfolding through me, Miss Babette? Okay, build thee more a stately mansion, O my soul, he says. While the swift seasons roll away, and many seasons have passed, Miss Sylvia, leave thy low vaulted past, and let each new temple be nobler than the last one. At 77, I find that it's the most sacred time to experience this journey. Shut thee from heaven with a dome more vast until thou at last is free. To create something so much bigger. And this is how he starts off the book. It never ends. We're always seeking that something. So I went to the end of the book to give you a little of Ernest at the end. He Godsmacks me. And so I'll just give you a little Godsmack. Here's Ernest. The whole miserable mess of sin and salvation, which are the two ends of one morbid mistake. Oh dear, he's taking on someone there, Susie. Morbid mistake will have to be swept from the face of this earth. The idea of sin and salvation. We will have to get it out of our own consciousness because there is no such thing as the fallen man, and there is no such thing as the human apart from the divine. Ooh, Ernest. There is no God you and I will ever meet outside that thing which is in us now. As the immediate person that we are, the divine presence we seek to embody. And always, always, there is a voice. It may not be a physical voice, but it comes to us. So through our lowly listening, we will hear something that is so intimate, and it's an invitation for all of us at whatever stage we enter into this journey. So skipping down a little bit, Walt Whitman said, "No one has ever worshiped enough. No one has ever adored enough. No one has ever loved enough. No one has ever communed enough." Walt Whitman was somebody who was dissolving into oneness. You read his poetry sometimes, it takes you to another dimension. So he gave himself to that direct experience of immersion in the one. He said this, when that divine moment comes, that unstopped him, this thing entered and possessed him, but it did not obsess him. He knew of the divinity of all. He knew that God inhabits everything and flows through everything and is everything. So that's the goal, is to get to this realization that it's all the one emerging. But sometimes you have to lose yourself, Megan. You have to literally dissolve, and then it comes through. Skipping down, he goes on to this, when he goes about the message of Jesus is our message to the world. It has never been done before. Someone sent me this beautiful video. It was Raul Rahimi, and it was what Jesus really came here to say. He said, what I do, you too shall do, and greater. That there is this love that's within me, that's within all creation. And he says, let that love be in you. And so we are giving birth to the next great spiritual implosion for the world. And it's the first time in history. It's free from dogma, fear, and superstition, all that is built on ignorance and the denial of God. The universe in which we live is a spiritual system now, and we are spiritual beings now. There is something that is listening to and striving toward that which it knows exists, and it is our office in joy, in grace, and in peace, and in communion, and in the sweetness of friendship to so live, to so love, to so aspire, and to so realize the transformation takes place right here within us. So we're being offered the invitation to have this direct experience of that transformation with one breath at a time, one moment at a time, one experience at a time. And that's why when Donna and I would teach the heart math classes and you'd sit across from someone, you'd look into their eyes, you experienced your oneness. And when you spoke from the heart hears it. That's the most beautiful thing. When you're speaking from your ego, we don't really hear. We hear opinions and judgments, no. But when the heart speaks, the heart hears it. And that's the invitation of how to live in our life. And you don't get to a destination and you're done. No, you wake up every morning and you experience the mystery of belonging. It doesn't get any better than that, Miss Susie. You know, at 77 now, I feel this is the most sacred time. My beloved brother is visiting today, and I'm so grateful to see you, Ed, because it's like my own self showing up. And Ed's been going through a lot of changes. We all go through changes. And I revealed it this morning's revealing service at a crucial time in my life in the early 1980s when the AIDS crisis hit Atlanta. And all these young men were dying, and they didn't know how to heal it at the time. Louise Hay came with her open-hearted awareness And she took all these young men that were knowing that they weren't going to be much longer here on earth, and she gave them a song that became a mantra how to live their life. And the song said, doors closing, doors opening, doors closing, doors I'm opening. I am safe, it's only change. I am safe, it's only change. And she was talking about death as the door that was going to close, but you're also opening a new door, a realization that what I am is love. And then the second song she gave them to sing was, there is only love, a love that heals, a love that sets us free. There is only love. And then she would have them sing this song of acceptance. What was the song acceptance? Oh, I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me. And as I'm letting go, I am healed, I am made whole. And so when you learn to accept the things that no longer serve you, you find a sense of healing. I love myself. Oh, here's the one. I love myself the way I am. There's nothing I need to change. I'll always be the perfect me. There's nothing to rearrange. I'm beautiful. I'm capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. I don't have to change everything. I don't have to conform. I don't have to accept Jesus as no, I just have to love myself the way I am. And then the song went on, second part, Megan, was, and I love you the way you are. There's nothing you need to change. You'll always be the perfect you. There's nothing to rearrange. You're beautiful. I see you that way. You're capable of being the best you can. And I love you just the way you can. So I don't have to demand that someone changes. No, I just need to accept. And this is life. At your swan song, it's so funny. When I was in high school in South Dakota, I went to the nationals in drama and in oratory. And in drama, I used a cutting from Anton Chekhov's The Swan Song. And it was about an actor at the end of his life and what was important for him. And it's so funny. Why would a 17, 18-year-old be doing Anton Chekhov's Swan Song? I think it was preparing me for the swan song of life. That, life is about getting to the end and looking back and have I accepted this journey to nowhere to now here. And so we think it's about the journey, but really it's about that awareness that is always waiting for us, that awareness of oneness. I pulled out Llewellyn Vaughan-Lee, my mystical teacher from Sufism, and he arrived at my life when I needed somebody who was dissolving into the light, into the oneness, not someone giving me a way to change your thinking and change your life. I didn't need to change anything. I didn't need to manifest anything. I'd already manifested a wonderful partner in life. I'd manifested a wonderful pathway to let my soul express. And I thought my soul was supposed to express as a dancer. God, I'm a dancer, and a dancer dances. No, my soul was to express through creativity the presence of God in a unique way, the light of the one. And so this is awakening the world, the global dimension of a spiritual practice. And Llewellyn ignites the light within me. So I wanted to share a little transmission from Llewellyn. He says, the journey in life involves a transformation of the human being from imprisonment in the world of matter to a realization of union with Source, with God, and our true nature as divine light. So it's a journey into the light that we are. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. The kingdom of heaven lies within, and it's all around, as Jesus would say. Could I rejoice and be glad in it and have a direct experience of that oneness? So Llewellyn goes on to say, I am the light. Nothing is higher or lower. Whoa, nothing is higher or lower. So we can get Jehovah out of the clouds with his little naughty and nice list. All is the one, he says, Llewellyn. He is the existence and the non-existent. There is no other, and there is no existence other than the one. Ooh, the simplicity of this realization is so immense because everything then is included. There are no good people and bad people. There's no right and wrong. It's all the one unfolding itself. The darkness is his darkness, and the light is his light, if you want to use the H word. This is not a theory, but this is the mystical realization of oneness. We are a mystical teaching, which basically it says it's all the one, unveiling itself. And what you see is what you are. So could we see with these transparent eyes like Michael does all the time? Once we realize that everything is an aspect of the divine, everything, then the world of creation fulfills its divine purpose, just as the world of God's command fulfills its purpose. It is only through the combination of these two worlds that his hidden self, with capital letters, can become known. His unity be perceived in multiplicity, and then the world becomes the place of divine revelation. So this divine presence is revealing itself in each one of us. And you have to be so humble to say that, Susie, because it's all the one. It's all the beloved. When I was studying with Llewellyn, I remember the only prayer that I would use at that time was, "Beloved, this life belongs to you, do with it as you will." And opening to this beloved presence in its mystical sense of wonder and awe, because it doesn't concretize things. It doesn't have the naughty and nice list. No, it's filled with kind of a magical sense of belonging to this creative something. Adam knows what I'm talking about. It's that place of, whoa, take my breath away. Llewellyn, a little belong. I was a hidden treasure, and I long to be known. Megan, you're a hidden treasure that longs to be known. Could you let that hidden treasure emerge? Awakening to the light of our higher nature helps us find the way in the world of creation. This light within us, it's within the heart, Miss Donna. This light, he says, that is within the heart is the guide that will liberate us. First, helping us to see our faults and the hindrances that block us, and then pointing out a path that we need to follow. Wow. The light of the heart helps us show us our real destiny. That's why I'm going to sit on that one a little while. The light within our heart shows us our real destiny. We are all here walking each other home. Oh, guess we're having the choir next week. That'll be a wonderful thing for the anniversary, my 37th. We're also having our Breaking Bread Sunday, so we'll have some festivities. And I guess there's going to be a cake that Jody's purchasing to celebrate 37 years. So it's a spiritual birthday for me, and I'm grateful for that. He says the light of our heart helps to show us our real destiny, which is often quite different from what we've imagined, Adam. I love my spiritual son over there. He's working with plants now, and he knows that I see plants as sacred beings, and he's seeing things through the similar eyes that I see them. They're not just a commodity that's there to be. No, the light of the heart helps us show us our real destiny, which is often quite different from what we imagine. And it helps to awaken more fully to a real potential and the way we can be of service. We're here to serve the one in the many and the many in the one. We come to recognize these divine signs and to witness this divine oneness. We come alive to the presence of the divine in the inner and in the outer worlds. So we see it within us, but you also see it in Herman. You see it in the trees that are all around. You see it in Sylvia found a little red pop on the side of the road and rescued it, took it home. And after a week, all of a sudden, these beautiful flowers are emerging from the pot. I mean, when I first moved to the South 50 years ago, but I was 29, so quite a while ago. And I stayed in this little apartment, and she had flowers planted all around. And when I moved, I took a few corms of those irises with me. And this maybe 50 years ago, and I planted some here at the center when we bought the center. They're coming out over there in the Vandana garden with big plumes of white flowers that should be open by next Sunday. So it's like, they're like your children, and you carry them with you and they bloom, Babette. It's amazing. So awakening the light of this higher nature helps us find our way in the world of creation. The light within the heart is guiding and liberating us. I think I read that. The light of the heart helps show us our destiny. It helps awaken us to the more fully real potential in the way we can be of service. We come to recognize the divine signs, witness the oneness, and come alive to the presence of God in the inner and the outer worlds. So seeing all things as proof of this divine unity, then we see God's outwardness in all things. Wheresoever I look, I see the face of God. It's the one family, not just you spiritual beings that come here to celebrate, but it's in every flower and every... This morning I emptied the rain gauge, and there was a little ladybug in there walking around the circles, and I poured the water out, and the ladybug fell to the bottom of the rain gauge. And Trey said, are you going to go rescue the ladybug? I said, well, I think the ladybug, she climbed up before and she can climb up again. I didn't squish her. She was just in the brain cage, all pretty and red with her little black dots, seeing all things as proof of divine unity. Then we see the God outwardness in all things, even the smallest of things. And you can see God in the smallest of things. It's better than seeing an angel. That was Emerson. Both worlds are in service to the wonder of his creation, helping us to see his face in his world. He uses the H word. Let's go to the very, very, very back of the book. Oh gosh, Llewellyn. If you speak to the heart of every seeker who turns toward the one, reminding us of our true nature and of the love that is in the core of our being, in a more diffuse way, it nourishes all of creation. When we address the God in one person, we're addressing the God in all of creation, reminding each atom of the creator, of our bond to love between the creator and his creation, the love between the creator and his creation. The indigenous people were there. They would go to the tree and they would say to the tree, teach me and show me the way. Not like I'm superior here and dominate you. No, you have the divine moving in you. I mean, Ed gets this. He goes to everything and finds the universe speaks to his soul. I mean, he's in direct connection to a healing presence in the universe. It's not Ed that does this. There's something that moves through you. I hope you know that. Anyway, the axis of love is most directly accessible through our heart. Oh, there he goes to the heart again, Megan. The axis of love is most directly accessible through our heart because the heart is the organ of the divine perception and the organ of divine love. Oh, God. Through the heart, we are aligned with the center of our being and with the axis of love that runs throughout creation. The axis of love that runs throughout creation. Heart to heart, Michael. Through those who love the beloved, whose hearts he has awakened. His love flows into the world, and the axis of love is consciously present. Divine love assists me in assuming the consciousness that I need to see a Serena sage that walks in with her big heart open wide. Divine love brings together those who belongs together. Then here's Llewellyn again. He's quoting Rumi. I was a hidden treasure, and I longed to be known, so I created the world. The work of the Sufis and the other lovers of God has always been to keep the axis of love pure and protected so that divine love can flow into creation. So we're here opening this heart of ours to let the love meet the love within and all around. No two ways of love are the same, but every lover lives in the axis of love. It is alive in our hearts. It is present in each and every breath. And when we remember the beloved, it sings within us, nourishing life in the most hidden and wondrous ways. For me, it's through the garden that I experience the oneness. For me, it's through dance, like Serena. God, I'm a dancer, but I don't do the dance. Spirit moves through me. And let's go on with Llewellyn. And when I went to Istanbul studying with the Sufis, what do you think they have everywhere? The dervishes. And they're dervishing and dervishing. And I went to the place where it was a little controversial because they had female dervishes too, Megan. It wasn't just the male dervishes. Sometimes religions can get a little patriarchal and they need to get out of that. But anyway, they were aware of it. So back to the dance. We fulfill our part in this love affair in the simplest of ways, through relating to others with love, through cooking or cleaning with love, through living our daily life with remembrance and awareness, which for the Sufi is the awareness of the heart. Moment to moment. It's not like you get to some place and you've arrived. No, it's about arriving in every moment to the open-hearted awareness that this is the moment the Lord has made. Could I rejoice and be glad in it? When I bring my little blind and deaf pug, came to class on Wednesday, and the lady in the grocery store said, is he in the car? She went running out and she noticed that Humphrey had a little thing on his face that was bleeding. Oh, and she went crazy. You got to take it to the doctor. Well, he wasn't having a problem. He had a little scratch on his face and he's got flaws. And so I took him to class and everybody loved on him. And Babette's birthday was on Wednesday. So we sang happy birthday and I put him in her arms and she loved on him and he's fine. But you get moments where they test the love. We'll bring him to the vet this week. He sees his face in the beauty of chaos and in the summer sunrise, as well as in the rush hour traffic. Love is within us, and it's within everything that we meet. Oh, Llewellyn. And once we glimpse this love, it needs our constant attention. It needs the work of a heart that is attuned to it, a path that prepares us for the work. It attunes our heart to the frequency of divine love. The practice of the path polishes the heart so that we can awaken the divine within his love. And then we need to live it out fully and give it our blood. This is the remembrance of the heart, lived in every breath and in every act. This is our mystical contribution to life, that every moment is an opportunity to express the divine. We have a special little song that we're going to do. Shall I read the closing prayer first? Okay. One of the speakers to my soul is a man named John O'Donohue, who died young, but he was on fire with love. And he says, to bless the space between us, whatever that space might be, to resist nothing. If you resist anything, you're going to suffer. So even that stuff which we don't want, we accept it. And in that acceptance, we bring the grace, the good to every. And so John O'Donohue, he lives in my heart. He is my Anam Cara, my soul friend. And I just open him and he melts me. He has an Irish brogue that, Megan likes it when I speak in the Irish brogue because you all do okay. In the out of way places of the heart, where your thoughts never think to wander, this beginning has been quietly forming, waiting until you were ready to emerge. For a long time, it has watched your desire, feeling the emptiness growing inside you, noticing how you willed yourself on, still unable to leave what you had outgrown. Can anybody relate to that? Failing to leave what you had outgrown. It watched you play with the seduction of safety and the gray promises that sameness whispered. It heard the waves of turmoil rise and relent and wondered, would you always live like this? Then the delight when your courage kindled, and out you stepped onto new ground. Your eyes were young again with the energy and dream, a path of plenitude opening before you. And though your destination is not yet clear, you can trust the promise of this opening. Unfurl yourself into the grace of a new beginning. And that is at one with your life's purpose and your life's desire. So we get to step out at whatever age we are, Ed, into the purpose of our soul's desire, where love is here serving. Awaken your spirit to this adventure. Hold nothing back and learn to find ease in risk. Soon you will be home in a new rhythm, Adam, for your soul senses the world that awaits you. Light cannot see things. That is what the dark is for. So we get to embrace the dark. It's the doorway for the light. Minding the interior, nurturing the draw of growth through places where death, in its own way, turns into life. Something needs to die in order for something to give birth. Could we be willing to open to that? And in the glare of neon times, let our eyes not be worn by surfaces that shine with hunger made attractive, so that our thoughts may be true light, finding their way into the words which have the weight of shadow to hold the layers of truth. We're trying to get out of the lies that we've been telling ourselves into the truth that will set us free. That we never place our trust in minds claimed by empty light, where one-sided certainties are driven by false desires. That's all the advice that people want to give you. No, you find the light from within you, Barbara. And he says, and when we look into the heart, may our eyes have the kindness and reverence of candlelight. Ooh, candlelight. So that the searching of our minds is equal to the oblique in order to come to birth in a clean line of form that claims from time a rhythm not yet heard that calls space to a different shape. We're being called to live a new life like you are, Miss Susie. And may it be its own force field and dwell uniquely between the heart and the light within. Ooh, to surprise us, to surprise our hungry eye by how deftly it fits about its secret offering. It's setting us open to a secret offering of a new way to live our life, with the light leading the way and letting the law make the way possible. Ernest Holmes, let love lead the way, and then the law will make the way possible. Now I think we can sing that song that we're ready for. Special little song. The earth laughs and flowers.
He's making good preparations.
They give you the key to my heart. Sweetie. If you feel like it, you can stand. My sisters and me. There we go.
Family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got all my sisters and me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Everyone can see we're together as we walk on by. And we fly just like birds of a feather. I won't tell no lie. All the people around us say, and they be that close. Just let me say for record. We're giving love and affection. We are family. I got all my sisters and me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got all my sisters and me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Living life this morning, we just begun to get our share of this world's delight. How we have for the future and our goals inside. We know we don't get depressed. Here's what we call our golden rule. Have faith in you and the things you do. You won't go wrong. This is our family too. We are family. I got all my sisters and me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got all my sisters and me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got all my sisters and me.
Thank you. Oh, that was so much fun. Okay. So let's make a circle. Oh, okay. We will go into a ring of the bell in a little bit, and then we'll do a circle. Okay. Michael reminded me of that. Okay. Okay, Serena. Oh my goodness, the bell rings. It takes us back into that remembrance. This is the moment. This is the moment the soul has made. Rejoice and be glad in it. That we are family. We are family. We are spiritual family. And we can express our soul freely in the dance of life. And never forget that simple truth. The truth will set us free. That we are here to be who we are. Be who you is and not who you ain't. Because if you ain't who you is who you ain't. And if you is who you ain't, well, then you ain't who you is. Bernie Siegel, he said, that's my mantra in life, to be who you are, an expression of divine love. In the dance of life, embracing what is, knowing that in what is, we find our voice, we find how to move, we find how to meet in this journey to nowhere to now here. And so we embrace this moment and this awakening awareness that life is here for us to inquire into, to become awake and aware, to meet the resistances with gratitude so we can see what is the obstacle that we get to meet with love. And when we meet the obstacle with love, it falls away because it's no longer an obstacle. This is the journey to the present moment, and we are so grateful to know that we are one. There's only one here. There's only one here unfolding itself with playful uncertainty, but yet radical creativity, and we get to discover it one moment at a time. This is the moment the Lord has made. Could I rejoice and be glad in it? And so we invite the inner Christ consciousness, that kingdom of heaven that is within and all around, to be felt and to be known this Easter holiday season. We take the truth of the awakened Christ to heart so that we can be living authentic expressions of this one presence that abounds through light and love in every sacred moment. Oh, with a playful sweetness. Remember, Jesus says to be like a child if you would enter this kingdom. And so we embrace this inner child. Take a deep breath. Give thanks and give an exhale for the loving one. There you go. And I think we can now make our little circle and hold the hand of someone.